Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
Hi guys, we're really happy you're here with us today.
I hope you're having a calm day.
And if your mind feels a little too busy right now, this episode might be especially good for you,
Yes, today we're talking about overthinking.
which is a topic I know very well.
Really?
Oh yes, I have spent many hours thinking too much about very small things.
That's so relatable.
What about you?
Me too. I think I can be very thoughtful, but sometimes that turns into overthinking.
That's a good way to say it.
Because thinking is not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Thinking helps us understand life, make decisions, learn from mistakes, and reflect.
Exactly.
But overthinking feels different.
Yes, it stops being helpful,
It becomes repetitive,
heavy,
tiring.
and usually not very productive.
Exactly.
So maybe we should start with a simple question. What is overthinking for you?
For me, overthinking is when my mind keeps going in circles.
That's a very good definition.
I think about the same thing again and again, but I don't actually move forward.
Yes, that circular feeling is very real.
It's like the brain is active, but not useful.
I know exactly what you mean.
What about you?
For me, overthinking is when a thought becomes much bigger than it needs to be.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
A small situation happens, and then my mind turns it into a full emotional movie.
That's so relatable.
One little text message can become a whole story in my head.
Yes. Like someone replies in a different way, and suddenly your brain says, something is wrong.
Exactly.
Or, you remember something slightly awkward you said, and now your mind wants to replay it 20 times.
And every replay makes it worse,
Yes,
even though probably nobody else remembers it.
that's the funny part.
It is. We can spend so much energy on things that are not even alive anywhere except in our mind.
That's such a good sentence.
Thank you.
Do you think overthinking is always connected to anxiety?
Not always, but I think anxiety and overthinking are close friends.
I agree.
When I feel anxious, my thoughts become louder.
Same.
Everything feels more important, more urgent, more serious.
Yes. The mind becomes dramatic very quickly.
Exactly.
I think overthinking often starts because we want certainty.
That's such an important point.
We want to understand everything completely.
Yes. We want to know what people mean, what will happen, what the right choice is, what the future will look like.
Exactly.
And when we don't know, the brain starts working harder and harder.
But sometimes harder thinking does not create more clarity.
No, sometimes it creates more confusion.
That's really true.
I've noticed that overthinking often begins with good intentions.
What do you mean?
I mean, the mind thinks it is helping.
Yes,
It thinks, if I analyze this enough, I will be safe.
exactly.
If I replay this enough, I will understand it.
If I imagine every possible outcome, I will be prepared.
Yes, that's the logic.
But usually it does not feel like safety in the end.
No, it feels like mental exhaustion.
Definitely.
So, Emily, what do you usually overthink?
Conversations,
Same.
especially if something feels unclear.
Yes, unclear conversations are dangerous for the mind.
Very dangerous.
If someone says something in a strange tone, or if I send a message and the answer feels short, my mind can start creating stories.
That's so relatable.
And the worst part is that the stories feel believable,
Exactly.
even when they are not based on much reality.
Yes. Overthinking is very convincing.
That's such a good phrase.
It really is. When you're inside it, it feels intelligent.
Yes, it feels like deep thinking.
But actually, it's often just fear in a very organized form.
Wow, that is very true.
Thank you.
I also overthink decisions.
Like, what?
Small decisions, big decisions, future decisions, all kinds of decisions.
Same.
What should I do? What if this is wrong? What if I regret it? What if there was a better option?
Yes. I know that pattern too.
I think overthinking and decision making are a difficult combination
Definitely.
because you want the perfect choice.
And perfect choices usually don't exist.
Exactly.
I've learned that sometimes my need for certainty makes decisions harder than they need to be.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
If I expect total clarity, I wait too long.
Yes. And then waiting becomes another source of stress.
Exactly.
Do you think overthinking is more common when life is already stressful?
Absolutely.
Me too.
When I'm tired, stressed, emotionally full, or not sleeping well, my mind becomes less calm.
Same.
Small things feel bigger.
Yes. The mind loses proportion.
That's a very good way to say it.
Thank you.
I think healthy energy helps healthy thinking.
Definitely.
When the body is tired, the mind becomes more dramatic.
That's so true.
I've noticed that many overthinking spirals happen late at night.
Oh, yes. Night thoughts are very dangerous.
Very.
At night, everything feels more serious.
Yes. A normal question becomes a life crisis.
Exactly.
And then the next morning, the same thought often looks much smaller.
That's such a real experience.
I think that's one reason rest matters so much.
Definitely.
Some thoughts do not need analysis. They need sleep.
Wow. That's one of the best lines of this episode.
Thank you.
It's so true, though.
It really is.
Do you ever overthink things you said in the past?
All the time.
Same.
Sometimes, I remember a small awkward moment from years ago.
Years ago.
Literally years ago.
That's so relatable.
And my body reacts like it just happened.
Yes, that's the strange part.
I think that's why overthinking feels so exhausting. The body joins the story.
Exactly.
The heart feels tighter. The stomach feels strange. The shoulders become tense.
Yes. It's not just mental.
No, it becomes physical too.
That's such an important point.
I think many people think overthinking is only about thoughts.
But it affects the whole nervous system.
Definitely.
That's why calming the body can help calm the mind.
Yes. Walking helps me a lot with that.
Same.
If I stay sitting with the thought for too long, it grows.
Exactly.
But if I go outside, move, breathe, and let the body do something real, the thought often loses power.
That's very true for me too.
What else helps you?
Talking to someone I trust.
That makes sense.
Because sometimes when a thought stays only in my head, it becomes bigger and stranger.
Yes.
But when I say it out loud, I suddenly hear how exaggerated it sounds.
That's so true.
And sometimes the other person says one simple sentence, and everything softens.
Exactly.
Like, maybe you're reading too much into that.
Or maybe you're just tired.
Or maybe this isn't as deep as it feels right now.
Yes, perspective helps a lot.
Definitely.
I think overthinking often grows in isolation.
That's a really important point.
Because there is no outside voice.
Yes, only your own mind talking to itself.
And when that happens too long, things can become distorted.
Exactly.
I also think journaling can help.
That sounds very Emily.
I know.
But honestly, I can see why it helps.
For me, writing thoughts down creates distance.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
The thought leaves the mind and becomes something I can look at.
Yes, it stops floating everywhere.
Exactly.
And when it's written down, do you see it differently?
Often, yes.
In what way?
Sometimes I realize I'm repeating the same idea in different words.
Oh, wow. Yes.
And then I can see that the mind is looping, not solving.
That's such a useful distinction.
I think so too.
Looping, not solving. That's very clear.
Yes. That difference matters.
Because overthinking often pretends to be problem solving.
Exactly.
But real problem solving usually moves toward clarity.
Yes.
Overthinking usually moves toward more noise.
That's really true.
Do you think perfectionism causes overthinking?
Definitely.
Same.
If you want to say everything perfectly, choose perfectly, act perfectly, and be understood perfectly, your mind will never relax.
Wow. Yes.
Perfectionism creates mental pressure.
And pressure creates more overthinking.
Exactly.
I think perfectionism makes normal life feel too risky.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
Thank you.
Because then every conversation, every decision, every plan feels like it must be perfect.
And real life is not built that way.
No, real life is much messier.
And much more forgiving than our minds sometimes think.
That's so true.
I also think overthinking is connected to control.
Yes, that's a big one.
The mind keeps working because it doesn't want to accept uncertainty.
Exactly.
But uncertainty is part of life.
It always will be.
And maybe peace is not finding total certainty.
What is it then?
Maybe peace is learning how to live with some uncertainty without turning it into panic.
Wow, that is so good.
Thank you.
I really agree with that.
I think one reason overthinking is so painful is because it gives the feeling of control without the reality of control.
Yes, that's exactly it.
You feel mentally busy, but life is not actually becoming safer.
That's very true. By the way, if you enjoy listening to Simple English with us, don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
And if you think this episode can help a friend with English, feel free to share it with them.
We'd really appreciate that.
Okay, let's keep going.
Let's talk about relationships for a moment, because I think overthinking is very common there.
Definitely.
Misunderstandings, delayed replies, unclear messages, strange energy, all of that can trigger a lot of thinking.
Yes, a short message can create a very long inner story.
Exactly.
I think overthinking often begins where communication is unclear.
That's such a good point.
Because the mind hates unfinished emotional information.
Yes. It wants to close the loop.
Exactly.
Do you think reassurance helps with overthinking?
Sometimes yes, but not always.
I agree.
Reassurance can calm things for a moment.
But if the deeper pattern stays the same, the mind often finds a new thing to worry about.
Exactly.
I think the deeper work is learning how to hold uncertainty with more calm.
Yes, and also learning when to trust reality more than the anxious story.
That's a very important skill.
Definitely.
I've noticed that overthinking often becomes weaker when I return to facts.
Like what?
Like asking, what do I actually know right now?
That's such a good question.
Because the mind often mixes facts with fears.
Yes. And once those two become mixed,
Everything feels true. Exactly.
so what's an example?
For example, a friend replies later than usual.
Okay.
The fact is, they replied later.
Right.
The story is, they are upset with me. I said something wrong. The relationship is changing. Everything is weird now.
That's so real.
But those are very different things.
Exactly. The fact is small. The story becomes huge.
Yes. and overthinking lives inside the story.
That distinction is really useful.
It helps me a lot.
Me too, actually.
I think another helpful question is this thought helping me right now?
That's very strong.
Because some thoughts feel intelligent, but they're just exhausting.
Yes, they are active, but not helpful.
Exactly.
I also think overthinking grows when we don't trust ourselves enough.
That's a beautiful point.
If you don't trust yourself to handle life, you will try to mentally prepare for everything.
Yes, that really resonates with me.
But maybe confidence is not knowing everything in advance.
What is it then?
Maybe confidence is trusting that you can handle what comes when it comes.
Wow, that is such a good sentence.
Thank you.
I think that's one of the deepest answers to overthinking.
Me too.
Because overthinking often says, I must figure it all out now.
And confidence says, I can meet it when it arrives.
Exactly.
Do you think overthinking can ever fully disappear?
Probably not completely.
Same.
I think thoughtful people will probably always think deeply sometimes.
Yes, and that's not a bad thing.
Not at all.
The goal is not becoming empty-headed.
Definitely not.
The goal is having a better relationship with your thoughts.
I love that.
Me too.
More space, less panic.
More awareness, less automatic spiraling.
More kindness, less self-attack.
Exactly.
So, if someone listening says, I overthink everything, where should they start?
I would say start by noticing the pattern without making it your identity.
That's really good.
Instead of saying, I am an overthinker and this is just who I am, maybe say, I am noticing an overthinking pattern right now.
Yes, that creates distance.
Exactly.
I would say start by helping the body first.
Like what?
Sleep, walking, breathing, water, less screen time, less stimulation, a shower, simple physical things.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because a very activated body makes calm thinking much harder.
Definitely.
And then I would ask, am I solving something or am I circling something?
That is such a good question.
It helps me so much.
My advice would be, don't believe every urgent thought.
I love that.
Some thoughts feel urgent because they are anxious, not because they are true.
Yes, that's very important.
And I'd also say, if possible, don't trust late-night thoughts too much.
Honestly, that should be written somewhere.
It really should.
Night thoughts are not always wise thoughts.
Exactly.
So, what's one thing you want to remember the next time you start overthinking?
That not every thought deserves full attention.
That's a very good one.
What about you?
That clarity usually comes from softness, not pressure.
Wow. I really like that.
Me too.
So maybe the message of this episode is simple.
Thinking is not the problem,
The loop is the problem.
and peace does not come from forcing more thought.
It often comes from stepping back, softening, and returning to reality.
Exactly.
So that was our conversation about overthinking.
Thanks for spending this time with us on Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the channel and share it with a friend who is learning English too.
We'd really appreciate that.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.